Hey guys, my name's Jeff. I'm the owner of Lobo Marine. We're a small outfit out of Connecticut. We manufacture resin head and jet heads out of 316 stainless. We also manufacture other tackle and other gear for the marine industry. Um, this video is tailored for the guys who have been asking us, hey, how do I rig your lures once I get them? And that question's pretty simple. It all depends on what you're fishing for. What is this lure targeting? If you're going with, say, the Typhoon, which is a larger lure, this is in the 14-inch range, you're going to want to get something between 125 to 200 pound test. And if you're targeting big marlin, say you guys in Australia, I would go up to 400 pound test, if not more. Alright guys, as stated before, we're going to start with the Typhoon. Larger lure, we're going to go with 200 pound test. I got my Momoy here. I got my 10-0 Mustad hook here. I also, for safety purposes, will always put a piece of chafe guard red to limit possibility of stabbing yourself. Also going to start with two smaller 1.5 crimps, two 1.5 larger crimps, and chafe tubing for my ends. To start, I'm going to get my first crimp on, which is a smaller crimp here. I'm going to push that back. I'm going to get my larger crimp. I'm going to push that back as well. I'm going to get my chafe tube. I'm going to add my chafe tube into here. And then I'm going to loop this back and put this through here. I extend it a little bit around there, 3 inches max. And then I run this through here. So now we're starting with this here, as you can see. I'll push this crimp forward a little bit. I'll take this end. I'm going to grab a lighter. And what we're going to do is we're going to burn this end a little bit. So we get this nice little beaded ball, as you can see. And I'm going to push it up against the side of the lighter. I'm going to let that dry for a second. And what this does is this is just more of a safety issue. That crimp will come back up to that. And now I'm ready for the crimping process. We here at Lobo Marine, we use a bench crimp, but you can use a hand pliers, or hand crimp should I say, to start. I'll start with this front one here. I'll make sure that this is all nice and tight. There's no gaps here. And we're going to start by crimping that. I'll bring my press over. We'll move this all over a little bit. Put this in the crimp. Make sure it's in there nicely. Press down. Move it forward a little bit because this is the longer crimp, so I do double the crimping here. Now, as you can see, that's nicely crimped. On this back one, I will give it a nice little twist. Put this back in my crimping press. Push that down, grab it here, give it a little twist, hold it tight, nice and snug, and crimp that down. Now this is the start of where you're going to attach it to your swivel off the rod. With that said, we're going to take this, and take our lure. Now as you can see, this is a keeled insert. This lure is going to run true. This is one of our newest lures, a Dorado themed lure. As you can see, it's really pretty lure. It's got our Lobo scales on the top and on the bottom. It is a double skirted with UV. I pulled that through. And one of the things I forgot to tell you guys is you are going to need beads for this, as the separation or spacing from the back of the head of the lure to the initial crimp. Now, the next step I'm going to take, again, my small crimp, put that first, my larger crimp, that second, and then I'm going to grab my second piece of chafe gear. or chafe tubing. This is also available on our website. It's a very flexible tubing, and it's perfect for leader up to 200-pound test. Anything beyond that, you're going to want to go a little larger. We do supply that. That's a special order. You just give us a call. We'll get that for you. Now with this, I will cut this down, because what I like to do is I like to make sure that when this wraps around, it's the smallest loop possible. Okay. With that said, let's get this on. I'll run this down here. Run it through the larger crimp and the smaller crimp, like so. Then I will pull the main, which is the one that goes through the lure. Now this might be too much. There's a way to measure this to see if this is going to work for you on the lure. You take your lure, take the main line, pull it, and as you can see, that's right there a proper placing of my hook. Now on this lure, I am going to cut this down a little bit. I don't like this skirt size. So what I'll do is I'll come here. I will, and you can also do this, say your hook was set too high forward. You can cut more of the skirt off to compensate all that. Now I am going to move this crimp up, or down should I say, and let's see. Now I'm happy with that hook set there. So I'm going to come in again with my bench crimp. As you can see, that's pretty nice. Sometimes I will take black tape and I will wrap it around to make this as stiff as possible. Here is our final product. As you can see, that hook is nicely hidden behind the skirt. We're ready to head offshore. She's complete, ready to go.